What's up, YouTube? So I was doing some Twitch streaming last night. For those of you that don't know, I do also do a Twitch stream channel with the same name, SupaSecretAgent. And I usually record kind of in the evening on Central Standard Time. So anyway, I played quite a few battles, and I had some really fun ones that I wanted to show you. Turn down my headset a little bit here. Alright, so in this one I went up against a very venerable vampire counts army, and so I bring, of course, just a standard general of the Empire. I wanted to have access to that health potion because I know that this is going to be a really long fight. And so let's see, what do I go with? Oh yeah, so okay, so I have a lineup of swordsmen. I have the Sigmar's Sons in the center, because I know they'll last a lot longer. I got Knights of the Blazing Sun, 2 of them on each flank, and I also have some Demigryph Knights with halberds. Always a useful unit. The Knights of the Blazing Sun are interesting because they have fire attacks, and when vampires take fire damage, they can't replenish it. So it's I always recommend bringing them. And I also almost always recommend bringing a Bright Wizard in the Flaming Sword of Ruin, so that you can give all of your troops fire damage. Alright, so we're going to move up onto this hill and get a very good position to start from over here. He's got some Black Knights on the flank here, along with Varix Reavers. So I'm going to shift over my Demigryph Knights. He's also got these Direwolves, not too worried about them. My Demigryph Knights will absolutely slaughter them. Over here he's got some Fellbats. He has a Corpse Cart with the Unholy Lodestone, not a bad pick. A few Crypt Horrors, of course. Sternsman, Graveguard, and some zombies, led by Vlad von Karstein. So they're going to go ahead and go straight into my infantry line here. I'm going to give Cascading Fire Cloak to Sigmar's Sons, because I know that they're going to be key in this battle. Over here, my Demigryph Knights, they're going to get into combat with the Black Knights and his other cavalry. So I'm going to move in these Spearmen to help support them. And it's going to be a fairly even fight, but I think that we'll be able to pull this one out. He is using Invocation of Nehek to help keep the Blood Knights afloat. But we are basically going to destroy Varix Reavers right then and there. Now over here, my infantry are doing okay. They're kind of getting... I need to get the rest of them into combat to help support them. But I've been casting Flaming Sword of Ruin and Cascading Fire Cloak on them consistently. Now I'm going to send in the Knights of the Blazing Sun around the flanks. We're going to start doing some rear charges. I'm also going to use my General of the Empire to take out his Corpse Cart. I think he was just focused on this area over here because he knows his Blood Knights are going to be very important in this battle. But he should have moved his Corpse Cart into the blob here. You should always put this stuff kind of in this area so that your enemies can't just get to it immediately. So my Knights of the Blazing Sun have charged in already. Let's get a good view of this next charge coming in. Such a cool unit. Probably my favorite, one of my favorite cavalry units in the game. Maybe it might be the favorite behind Blood Knights or Demigryph Knights. I'm gonna pull these guys out. These guys charge in. Not the cleanest charge, but it'll do. Got my General of the Empire kind of floating around over here. I've got my other unit sitting over there ready to be reactivated. Up here, he still has his Varix Reavers, so they didn't actually get completely destroyed. They're going to chase down my Demigryph Knights. Probably not the best choice, because my Demigryph Knights will be able to destroy them. But his Blood Knights are now crumbling over here. So I got my General of the Empire. He's trying to fight Vlad, but they're kind of back to back right now. Cascading Fire Cloak on him. Want to try and keep him as alive as possible because I know he's going to have to take out Vlad at some point, more than likely. And I have my Bright Wizard up here. He's ready to keep on casting. Now I only brought Flaming Sword of Ruin and Cascading Fire Cloak, just because that's really all that I thought would be useful. I've got all these units back here that are ready to be reactivated. Demigryph Knights just trying to take out the rest of these Fell Bats and whatnot. Now my other unit, I think... Where are they? Dang it, what do I do with them? Well, whatever, they're in combat here somewhere. Yeah, right there. Have a rear charge again. Get you a good shot of all the carnage over here. Cryptor dueling my, my lord here. So yeah, now at this point, it's just whoever can outlast the other. That's really what it that's what it seems to come down to against the vampires. Is you're trying to outlast them, and they're the best at, you know, staying on the field for the most part in the whole game. Got some spearmen over here that need to be reactivated. They're still in pretty good health. I have these two units that kind of didn't get into combat right away that are still pretty close to full health. Knights of the Blazing Sun are doing pretty well. And so is my lord. I don't think I've used my potion yet. Let's see if I can get this to work. There he is. So as you can see, he has flaming attacks right now, and that's because of the Flaming Sword of Ruin, and he also has magical attacks. Where's his armor piercing? It looks like he has used his healing potion. He's gonna send in his, whatever he has left of his spell bats, but everything's crumbling now, and it's really just gonna be a fight to the finish. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. As you can see, everything's just crumbling apart now for the vampires. But Vlad is still in great health. But as you can see up here, power bar is really starting to shift into my favor. I pulled out my General of the Empire because he was in very low health, and I knew that if I lost my General of the Empire, there's a good chance that my whole army could have routed. And that's it. So yeah, that was a really fun one. You know, sometimes it can be really tough to outlast the vampires, but I think the Empire are kind of a hard counter to them. So yeah, I usually recommend, if you really want to beat the vampires, that is a great way to do it with an army like that. So another thing, I thought about bringing greatswords. Not worth it, because unless they bring like a ton of Graveguard, they're just not going to be worth it, because a lot of vampire units don't have a whole ton of armor. I mean, Blood Knights and stuff do, but a lot of the stuff that people tend to bring doesn't have armor. So yeah, that'll do it for this episode. I will be back at you with more online battles in the time to come very soon. SupaSecretAgent, signing.